All right, welcome everybody to CETV. Today we've got with us Russell Ord. He's come up all the way from down south. He's an ocean photographer, lifestyle photographer. Welcome, Russell. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So welcome to CETV. Today we're looking at the XH2S with Russell Ord. Russell, you've had this camera for a few days and you do shoot Fuji. You're a GFX shooter. You've owned a few Fuji cameras. You've been around them a fair bit. Talk us through just your first experiences with picking this camera up as compared to other cameras that you've used.
Well, when I first picked it up, it was a pretty good feel in the hand, especially the grip, and the first few shots I was quite surprised. It was quite fast and no lag, which was real surprising.
Yeah, they've really improved that by the looks. The lag, you're talking about the autofocus and just the system in general, it works pretty quickly. Doing oceans, I imagine you need that sort of speed.
Yeah, when you're working with surfers coming straight towards you, it's good to have a great autofocus. I actually did make a little bit of a mistake when I first put it in the water housing. I managed to stuff it in my XT4 water housing and left it on facial recognition, and it was just going off when the surfer was coming towards him. I might actually use that next time I shoot in the water.
So yeah, when you're doing that sort of photography, you need it quick. You need it. You don't need to muck around. You don't get a second chance to do these sort of things. So the autofocus on this obviously never let you down.
Nah, not at all. I mean, I played around with the autofocus on land as well with the different sort of modes they have. I thought it was a bit of a gimmick, but no, it followed birds. There's no trains going along the coast, but it was it definitely shot the birds going through trees. It's quite surprising.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, they've added this feature in the XH2, and I think it really does bring the camera alive. And you talked about the grip. The grip they've improved a little bit to make it a bit more, because you do have quite large hands. Not a bad thing. So it felt quite nice. And the weight, and obviously you shoot GFX, so it does have the top mirror, the top screen up the top to give you, what you're shooting and all that sort of stuff. You would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was an easy transition. Like, I've got the GFX 100S, and it's nearly like a mini version of that.
Yeah. Same battery as well, so they carry the same battery across all the range now, which makes having both systems small and compact, or the GFX medium format compact, smooth transition and owning them all.
Oh, it's super handy. It's nice when you can just use the 8 batteries you've got, spare batteries you got with the next camera.
No fluffing around, no fluffing around trying to find the right battery. Let's also talk about the 56mm 1.2. They've done a few upgrades on it. The autofocus is a little bit quicker on this one, but it's still the nice bokeh you get from Fuji, and the quickness of the lens, the fast speed.
Well, I first used it actually in the water housing. That's what I took out in the water.
Yep.
And it was super fast, like we said before, it autofocused really quick. And then when I got the image files on the computer, it's pin sharp, so it's a sharp lens. And then I used it again in the shaping bay, like a surfing shaping bay.
Yep.
And you don't really normally take gear into that kind of environment because it's so dusty, but considering it wasn't my lens, it was Fuji that gave it to me, I thought I'd give it a go, and they said it was pretty sealed, so yeah, I smashed it in dust, surfboard dust.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's the weather sealing on Fuji is very pronounced. They really do go on about it. The water sealing, the dust sealing. A lot of these cameras these days are very, very improved because people like yourself, professional photographers or enthusiasts, they need to take it all in. Weather conditions are all sort of types of environments, I guess.
Oh, for sure. Like the first day I had the camera, I had a meeting with Fuji the night before, and Warwick from Fuji was telling me how good the weather sealing was going. And we stopped at this wave that I wanted to shoot for quite a while, and it was pouring down with rain. And so I probably shot in the rain for 3 hours.
Yep.
You know, one camera, I couldn't afford it to stuff up, so it did a great job. And after having that conversation with Warwick, I was like, well, he said it was pretty good, and it definitely was.
Yeah, oh, that's good, that's good. Let's also talk about, we talked about the speed of the camera. It does have a new card in there. They've introduced a new card into this camera, which is the CF Express Type B. You wouldn't have much of experience with that, I guess, the GFX using the SDs, but they've introduced this so there would have been no lag at all when taking, no buffering at all when taking quick images, which you do with the surfing, and also taking the images off the card. Because you don't have a lot of time, obviously. You know, it would have been very quick taking it off the card.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. Like, obviously you said there's no lag, which, I mean, I don't sort of shoot and spray, but I did hold my finger on the button just to test the camera, and it just kept shooting. I mean, I didn't wear it out at all. And then, yeah, big surprise when you put it on the computer. It's normally, you put the GFX, you go make a coffee, you go and make dinner, but it's just like, hang on, is this just offloaded for, you know, because they're big files, 40 meg camera, and offloaded on the computer pretty quick. Yeah,
nice, nice. Yeah, it shoots around, I'm not too sure what the frame rate is, around 20 frames a second, and 40 megapixel, 20 frames a second is pretty quick. And yeah, they've introduced this new card to improve that, to make sure that you don't have any lag either way.
Yeah.
So your workflow, you would have been.
Yeah, it's going to be good for the workflow. It's probably not going to be good for the hard drive. That's a lot of detail in photos, but yeah, I didn't get to the 20 frames. I just had it on the 15, the mechanical, which was plenty enough. That's still super fast for me. Yeah. And then it's got that shutter speed that I think it goes up to 180 thousandths of a second. I don't know, I mean, you can utilise lens like this at 1.2 in bright daylight, and I still couldn't even hit that, that speed. So
nice.
Yeah, it's good for that.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So this still has the inbuilt stabilization that Fuji has in most of their cameras now. Talk to us about the stabilization in this camera. Is there anything you noticed different?
I've used the camera a few times for the stabilization, and one was panning waves, like real late afternoon, if not dark, and I was getting the results I wanted, and that was with the 200mm. And you know, that's a big lens, and I was managed to hold the camera not a problem, and I was shooting at speeds at like 1/3 of a second. And I also used the new 18mm lens, just instead of taking a tripod with me, I just walked around basically in the evening and shot a bit of landscape and motion in the ocean.
Yeah, okay.
It's a good rhyme.
Yep.
Worked well. Like normally I wouldn't have been able to get images that sharp.
Okay. Yeah. So 40 meg, handheld, and you're getting a bit of movement.
Yeah, it's perfect. And it's a little weapon.
Yeah, nice. You did talk a little bit about landscape. With the higher resolution in this camera, you would have seen in the files that there was a lot more dynamic range, a lot more movement in the files.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised with the files, just because I come from the GFX world, and anyone that's used the Fuji GFX knows what detail looks like.
Yep.
And it's hard to go back the other way sometimes, but with this camera, the files are nice, like surprisingly really nice.
Yeah, right, nice. Thank you very much for coming up actually, all the way from down south to do this video with us, Russell. We muchly appreciate it. This has been Ricky and Russell Ord for Camera Electronic TV. Don't forget, if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and also check for our latest specials on our website. Until next time, see you later.